Hello, Essie here with a process video for Lottie Loves Paper, and I have a collection of Distress inks and some Distress Embossing Glaze, which is a new product to me. Lottie Loves Paper have recently started stocking more mixed media products, and I have got some of the embossing glaze. Never used it before. I've used lots of embossing powders in the past. Mainly when I was a card maker, I was using embossing powders with stamping, but not tried the embossing glazes. And I think they're slightly different in that they are translucent, so you can apply them to backgrounds and things and sort of see some of the detail through from the background. So I'm just trying that out to create a background for my scrapbook page. I've got some saltwater taffy distress ink there, and that's one of the mini blocks, mini ink pads even. Sorry, I've got a bit of a croaky throat today. I have several of the mini ink pad sets, and they're really handy sort of take out to crops and just to have handy, and they take up so much less space than the bigger ones. Just drying off my ink there, and I've got Distress Oxide in worn lipstick. So I've got a script stamp, and I'm gonna just apply that. I'm not using a block because I don't want a perfect stamp. I want it to kind of look a bit distressed. So just adding that over the background. I really like the contrast of those two colours. I think they work really well together. So that's worn lipstick and saltwater taffy. Just giving that a dry because I'm going to use the embossing glaze next. So I wanted to make sure that all of the other ink on the layout was dry so that the embossing glaze didn't stick to areas where I didn't want it. Somewhere I've got an embossing buddy, which is a little pouch of powder that you can wipe over your surface with, and that helps to avoid any powder sticking where you don't want it, but I couldn't find it. So I'm hoping that drying off that ink will do the trick. I just got a little paintbrush there to remove any stray particles of the glaze. And I've masked off areas of this stencil. This is a Vicky Bouton stencil from the Sweet Rush set. And I've just masked off areas because I don't want I just want individual butterflies. And I'm using a blending tool to apply Distress Embossing ink through the stencil. I'm just doing 3. It's quite difficult at times. You have to, because you can't see the embossing ink, so I'm kind of having to guess where to put the powder, and just going back over any little areas that I miss. Thinking about whether I want to add more butterflies, but I'm going to heat what I've done so far and then maybe add some more after that. So here comes the magic. I never get bored of watching this process. I don't know how well you can see it on the video, but just watching that powder melt, I love it. And just heating until it melts across, and you can kind of see where the light's catching that top right butterfly. The lovely glaze effect that it. So I'm just having a look with my photographs to see whether I want some more butterflies, and I think I do. So the butterflies I've got there already are partially covered, which is kind of my intention. I wanted them kind of poking out from the central cluster of my photographs, and I'm going to pop some embellishments around as well. But I want some smaller butterflies that you can kind of see in full. So I've applied my embossing ink in the same way through the stencil. And I've been a bit brave and doing them all, done all the inking and then doing all the powder rather than doing them one at a time. I think, and this embossing ink stays wet for quite a long time, so it gives you quite a while to sort of play with the stamping or stenciling. What I'm not sure about with this embossing glaze so far is how long it takes to overheat. Most embossing powders and glazes will overheat and they kind of lose their glaze. So I was just being really a bit careful there not to heat for too long the new areas so that the butterflies that I'd already done didn't get too overheated and lose their shine. So there I've just trimmed off a ½ centimetre around each edge of my page. I want to create a border. I do love having a frame around my layouts and I kind of consciously try not to do it every time so that my layouts are different, but sometimes I just needs a border. And I want to bring in, I'm going to be using the Storyteller collection to decorate my page, and that's got that lovely blue. So I'm using a sheet from the collection to add a frame around. And I've picked the two colours that sort of coordinate with my photograph. So these are my great niece and nephew. And she's got sort of coral in her t-shirt and he's got blue. So there where the two colours come from. And I really must apologise for my camera positioning. I don't know what was going on today, but it's right on the wonk. And so I'm really sorry. I'm kind of losing the bottom half, so on the bottom little bit of my layout at times. And it's a bit wonky, so sorry for that. But I'm just applying some blue hearts with a stamp there across the background to bring in a little bit of blue and add some contrast. Now you might think, why am I stamping in the middle when it's going to be covered up? Just stamping there to take off some of the ink so that I can then stamp again and get a faded impression with the stamps rather than them being as dark as that first stamping gives. So that was intentional. I was doing it there because I knew it wouldn't be seen. Using foam to position my photographs, and now I'm getting on to the decorating with the ephemera. I've got that chipboard sticker camera, which I love. I love this collection. I mean, I love Cocoa Vanilla Studios, but really like the colours in this one because I love the blues. So using my silicone glue gel to add that ephemera around the photograph. I'm not going to add too much. I don't want to cover up my background. So I'm just going to do some little pieces. I'm loving that banner, so I want to use that up there somewhere, but I'm not. It needs something else, so I'm just going to let it sit there for a minute while I look. Got the sticker sheet. I've got the floral ephemera, and I was sensible this time and I bought 2 packs because I always buy CVS the floral and I always end up wishing I'd bought another pack and them not being available. So yeah, so I was sensible and bought 2 packs this time. Found that label sticker which I've popped up there. It still needs something else, so I'm not going to stick the banner down quite yet because I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. Now I'm going to sort out, I keep getting glue everywhere, sort out my flowers. I'm just looking for the kind of the corally tones and the blue. So I'm just sifting through. I don't think I want to use any with leaves on because I don't want to introduce any more colours. I know there's sort of little bits of green around the camera and obviously on the bunting, but I don't want to add any more elements of an additional colour anywhere. So sticking to the blues and corals. No, flowers not right up there either. I'm going to just stick it down and then see what I find. Something will fit in there and work. I can write the date on that label at some point. Looking at my stickers. Yep, a little word sticker in there. And that says #heartfelt. Just fiddling with my flowers. I'm trying one with leaves on, but going with my gut and my first thoughts is that I didn't really want to introduce leaves. So I'm using my glue gel just to pop a few little flowers round that edge there, and then some more on the other side. Fiddling with that butterfly. I think I might have nudged it when I was doing other things. Trying to get the colourway right with the size. I really couldn't find the right size flower that I wanted, so I've gone to those button stickers, wooden buttons. I put that there, but then because I'd got two, I felt that I needed a third over on the right hand side, and I couldn't find one that I wanted to use, and there wasn't a third one that was the right colours, so I took that one off, and I've just gone with the one up on the left, using a little again another little sticker, and then these cute little heart stickers to add some little finer details. There's some dots on this sticker sheet as well, so I've used just a combination of the dots and the hearts to add some finer details, and then that's my layout done. I love how this embossing glaze looks over my background and the shine it gives, and I will be using it more. I might have to get some more colours. Thank you so much for watching. Look forward to seeing you here again soon. Bye.